Hey, you crazy cats. 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide. Time zones are still a thing, and god damn it, I got us from the intro to everybody on the stage in one go. It's fucking amazing. Oh, can we get an audio check, please? I'll start introducing my guests. We'll go around clockwise. Mr. Packer, what about you, chum?
Seamless 42, absolutely pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Evening Scrubs, 2.5 pints of gin and tonic in. Good evening.
Sounds perfect for a party. And that's what we're intending to have tonight. We're trying to replicate this. People, I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we'll give it a whirl. And the next person coming up, Mr. The One, the Only, the Dave Waffle House. What about you, chum?
Hello, mate. What about you, chum? What about you, chum? I'm designated driver tonight then because I'm on the coffee.
As always, Mr. Dave. And the current remaining guest, and I say current because I am expecting other people to drop in. I've sent a lot of links out. We'll see who does turn up and who doesn't. But anyway, Mr. Sansom Communion, what about you, chum? And welcome aboard.
Hello, mate. Hello, everybody. Hope you all had a lovely Christmas. It's been. I've been away this Christmas. I've been over at my auntie and uncle's, and it was lovely. I only got back sort of 4 o'clock-ish this afternoon, but it was good.
Excellent. And did your Christmas involve any golf or curry?
No.
Nope.
No, none at all.
Oh, interestingly, my young lad has taken up golf.
All right.
Yeah. I've got a question. Yeah, we'll keep you on your special subject. If I wanted to get him vouchers for a really nice course in Northern Ireland, where would I send them?
Well, it's an embarrassment of riches where you are, mate. This time of year, you want to go coastal, but like I say, Northern Ireland's got some of the finest links courses, which is the seaside coastal courses that you can name. I mean, especially when you go up into the northern top part, where
Port
Rush, and then down in Newcastle, is it Newcastle? Yeah, you've got the Royal County Down. That's a beautiful course. So it depends. I mean, I'll tell you a lovely little course which is inland, but it needs to be summer. It needs to be summer. Ballymena is actually a really nice golf course, you know. Yeah, it's not bad at all. My only reservation with giving you recommendations is that I know all of these wonderful courses in Northern Ireland, and I haven't actually ever played a course in Northern Ireland. So I can give you the rest of mainland Britain, but I can't actually speak for the Northern Ireland. So
I think I'll be picking your brain close to next Christmas, chum.
Yeah, I mean, if you sometimes what you can do is, if it's the same as over here, what you can do is you can get, like, there are certain golf courses which have an association with one another if they're in close proximity with one another. And up here, you know, like you can play Bamburgh Castle Gossick and Dunstanburgh Castle Lynxes. And I think it's like for all three courses, and they're absolutely fantastic. It's like 75 quid. Well, that was one of the deals. I mean, it might have gone up a bit now, but I did one this year in Yorkshire, and we played Beverley, Flamborough Head, and the KP Club in Yorkshire, and it was for nothing, and they were all fucking brilliant. I mean, Flamborough Head, that is, you know, like you're right on the cliff tops of Yorkshire. It's a wonderful place, really, really nice. So I say, you know, it depends what you want to do. You could also, I mean, I don't know what the restrictions are. If your lad's just taking up golf, I'm assuming he hasn't got a handicap yet. Is that right?
No, he isn't fully handicapped. He reckons it would probably be about 30 if it was done officially, but he hasn't done that officially yet.
Well, what you're really looking for then, I would recommend just look for nice coastal courses that haven't got a lot of omp and pomp, because I've done those courses and they're very demoralising. You want nice, friendly. I mean, when I say friendly, I don't mean like as in the staff or the members, because I'll be honest with you, with the exception of one golf club, every single place I've ever been to, whether it's been top of range or, you know, bottom of the barrel, if you like, from a course perspective point of view, the members and the staff have always been great. So I'm talking about friendly as in, you know, a nice course to play that doesn't keep on kicking you in the nuts every 2 seconds like most of them do.
Very good. Right. Now, I'm going to try to sum up what I was hoping for or attempting to do. If we go back in our traditions, pretty much every one of our families at some stage over New Year's, we'd have had a family get together and discuss stories about where they lived and all that sort of stuff, or other people would do it with like groups of friends or whatnot. But if you go back as little as like 30, 40 years, our televisions turned off at like 11 o'clock at night. Even at old year's night, it stayed on to just after 12. And then everybody interacted and had a party and basically created their own entertainment. And that's what I'm hoping to achieve. Also, with it being Hogmanay, it's going to have the stuff I do is going to have a bit of a Scottish tilt to it. And one of the things that we did every year whenever we were kids was we watched a show called the White Heather Lounge. Where the fuck is Cher going? Right, hold on. Share screen, right? We watched this show, and I'm going to give you a little bit of this. This is a Scottish song. It's called the Gallon 42 or Gallon 42. And for those of you that don't know, the Brad's running away because it's Scottish. Our pie's going to jump on if he can. The Black Watch Battalion are the 42nd Regiment of Foot, and that's why it has that name. So anyway, here we go with the first song of the evening. It's a Gallon 42 by Andy Stewart. Boom, boom, boom.
The show tonight, Jack's fan club turned up, but it was all right. We found a chair for him. Here's the Gallon 42. Hey! about your Lancers and your Irish Fusiliers, your Aberdeen Militia and your Finland Volunteers, and any other regiment that's lying on a war. Come get to me the captain or the gun of 34. So rolling through the green fields on the summer's day, oh, watching all the country girls go working at the hay. They really look delightful and they stole my head to war. When they saw me in the captain or the gun of 34. I never will forget the day the regiment came by. A bonny lassie looked at me and then she gave a sigh. I smiled to her and I winked to her and then from on a wall she winked to me the captain or the gallant of 44. So rolling through the green fields on the summer's day, watching all the country girls working at the hay. They really looked delightful and they stole my head to war. When they saw me in the captain or the gallant of 44. This is Sandwich. Then once again I hear the music of the pipers from afar. They tramp and tramp the weary men, returning frae the war. But when our lasses saw us safe, they brushed their tears away. I to see again the laddies in my garden of Hornby-Daw, strolling through the green fields on the summer's day, watching all the country girls go walking up the hay. They really looked delightful and they stole my head to war. When they saw me in the captain or the garden of Hornby-Daw, strolling through the green fields on the summer's day, watching all the country girls go walking up the hay. They really looked delightful and they stole my head to war. When they saw me in the captain or the garden of Hornby-Daw, they really looked delightful, they stole my head to war. When they saw me in the captain or the garden of 42.
Brilliant. Have you got a translation? I have no idea what she was brushing or how thick she was putting it on, but I'm sure all the laddies wanted it. I still don't know.
Sounds very much like the bear. It does.
I can't hear anybody else. You're all muted. 42. Send some. Say something. Dave.
I can hear you. I don't want to say anything.
Something.
Otherwise I'll overcompensate.
Hello, check 1 2. Oh, fuck, my mic went out again.
I'm trying to remember to stay quiet. That's what I'm trying to remember to do.
Oh no, Dave, talk over people here. It's a party. That's what you're supposed to do. Let's see. 1 second. So, some translation issues there.
Yeah.
It's most of it's quite clear.
I must have missed the gist, and then when he started dancing, I just got mesmerised and couldn't concentrate.
Yeah.
I was just clapping along.
I could find you a version of that song that you'll be able to understand every word of it. But interestingly, that song was copied from a song that was written about the North Down militia. The Scottish fucking stole it. But the most of that song is marching through the green fields on a summer's day. I love to see the country girls working at the hay. She looked at me, she winked at me, and she stole my heart awa, which means away, and waved to me the tartan of the gallant 42, and 42 is 42 because twas like Scottish for two.
42.
There you go. There's a bit of translation. I might. Oh,
is that what he said? I thought he said so. I felt inclined to twang a bra. Yeah, I thought, well, that's pretty decent. Is this a bit racy? I'm not really keeping up, you know.
Oh, I could tell it was racy by the way he was dancing.
Yeah. So was the next Andy Stewart song, you know, I took her out for dinner and now I'm expecting both holes in a gobble. Is that the next one, or is that going to be in Gaelic, that next one?
No, that one doesn't come in yet, but if you think that was hard to understand,
Mixed up with modern music there.
What?
Oh, sorry.
there's a poem that I could play called "The Rumor," and you probably understand a good 60% of that with the different colloquialisms and words and whatnot. It's although this is what our diversity is. We've got different types of Britishness.
Yes. I'm pretending to be Irish tonight because I'm drinking Murphy's and Tullamore Dew whiskey, so I think I'm best part of the way there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. that would put you in that direction. So, Mr. Packer, what was Old Year's Night like for you whenever you were a kid?
It varied. I grew up in the 70s, so New Year's Eve was a thing, and we had a party. But as I've moved further northward, it seems to have got a bit more grounded, bizarrely. And also, as I've got older, it's got more personal, which I think is more just me. But yeah, I grew up in a massive family, and I mean, like big. My mum was one of 7. And all the cousins and uncles and aunts, and we all got together at Christmas. Family was a big thing. But yeah, and that was Christmas. But New Year seems to have taken over as I've gotten older. And as you get older and you start to ponder life and wonder about your mortal cod and all that sort of thing, as you get older, it's another year gone, isn't it? And you start to, I kind of prefer New Year to Christmas. Christmas is just like, isn't it? It's commercialism and spending money, and it's been hijacked, and it's been commercialized. Whereas New Year is kind of, it takes you more back to your pagan ways.
Yeah.
To actually what time of year it is and actually what's going on in the world when you actually, take your shoes and socks off and stand barefoot on the grass.
Yeah. I remember whenever I was younger, I always liked the time between Christmas and New Year where it was all relatively quiet. In my adult life, generally speaking, that's always been a hectic period. And I've actually got myself, I did the whole, this year, did the natural year where I started with New Year's resolutions, and the first fucking 4 months was absolutely abysmal. And it got slightly better. And I've actually caught up with myself. And then the year that I would have time to do a little bit of DIY and stuff, I bollocked up my fucking wrist because I slept wrong on it.
That's what they all say, innit? Sleep on it the wrong way. Feels like somebody else is doing it, yeah?
Yeah, no. I was, after Christmas dinner, I was sitting in an armchair, and I did that thing where you put your elbow on the arm of the chair and rested my head on it and fell asleep. And when I woke up about an hour later, my wrist was, unserviceable, spelt fucked.
How old was you when you first woke up with one leg out straight and couldn't fucking bend it?
Oh.
When you wake up, your leg's been out straight. It's probably been propped on a stool or a table or something. And you just got to move it, and your knee goes, fuck you.
I would say I had that intermittently from my mid-20s. Means I probably need to drink more water.
More beer.
Anyway, right, Mr. Dave Waffle, what was Old Year's Night like for you as a kid?
Well, for as a child, just very family orientated. But as an adult, quite a different experience, I probably imagine, for most of you, because for 30 of them, up till about 4 years ago, I used to perform on a New Year's Eve live.
Oh, talking about that, Al Mack can't be here tonight because he's doing a gig.
Yeah. So for me, Christmas and New Year was always my very busy period. So where people have a week off and that, it was, for me, was the big bucks. Big bucks. So yeah, for me, I was always the master of the party, I suppose. Conducting the party, making sure everybody was happy. So quite stressful. But when I was young, very family orientated. Again, like I just said to you before we started, just like since I started streaming, it's made me feel very thankful for my family and where I live and everything. So yeah, I've got great memories of New Year and that when I was younger, just mainly with family really, and then obviously when I was a teenager, just getting drunk. But yeah, mainly working really for the last 30 odd years for me.
Hello. All right. I fucked for a minute there. I thought my makeup went out again.
So I thought I'd just send everybody to sleep then.
No. It's fine. Yeah, there's a new mic cable being bought because this is happening too often.
This is where
Mr. Sansom, what was Old Year's Night like for you as a kid?
Literally was Andy Stewart. Like, literally was.
Yeah. You did the same thing as me?
Yeah. Yeah, it literally was Andy Stewart, because obviously there's a bit of jockey background in our lot, and we used to do it, and it used to drive me uncle. He used to drive him mad because he absolutely detested Andy Stewart. He was like, in the her, in the her, in the her, and like, sort of
did anybody get
fuck off.
Did anybody get the pokers from the companion set in your house and put them on a cross and dance around them?
No.
No.
I can honestly say we never did that. But one year when I was a little kid, because I was absolutely fascinated by the Tetley T-men that had the jingly bells on the slippers. Me auntie stitched some bells on my slipper so I could pretend to be the Tetley men. You know, Tetley. No, I never did any of that shit. But yeah, it was mainly Andy Williams. It was one of the rare nights where you're actually allowed to stay up late because you wanted to see the new year. And the thing is, back in our days, we used to get a little baggie that had like a couple of matches in, a little bag of salt, some bread, a bit of coal, and some silver. And because I was up, right, go on, fuck off out the door because it's freezing out there. Get your ass out there, you little bastard, and bring us some luck next year. I've not brought him any luck yet. You know what I mean? I must have been the most unlucky first foot in the world. But yeah, no, it literally was Andy Stewart, and then BBC.
Are you dark-haired?
Pardon?
Are you dark-haired?
Mousy, I think is the term.
No, it's normally somebody with dark hair that gets kicked out the company, the first person in.
No.
Did anybody else have the tradition where the front door and the back door get open to let all the bad of the year be blew out and the new better year in?
Yeah.
We used to do that.
Mum and Dad still do that now.
Yeah, and they used to hate it. Like if you didn't, I can't remember which way around it was. That was it. If you didn't come in and go out the same door, it was unlucky. Some shit like that. Remember that one?
Yeah, that's exactly it. The first person then had to go out the other door. The first footer. The coal is the signified warmth for the house. The little bit of bread or food or whatever is that the house will not be hungry through the year. And obviously a little bit of silver or coin is that the house will not encounter poverty. It's similar to the traditional housewarming gifts.
Yeah. I don't know about anybody else. I'll tell you, when I was when it was over the winter holidays, especially when you're a kid, I used to love Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve more than actually Christmas Day and New Year's Day, because Christmas Eve you're like really anticipating and shit like that. Yeah. Christmas Day it's all like done and dusted there by then, isn't it? You've got nothing to look forward to. But then Christmas Eve comes along, and you've got that little resurgence of last fling before the sort of the mainstay going out. So I used to really like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve probably better than Christmas Day and New Year's Day. It's a straight. I don't know if anybody else felt that. I genuinely did, but yeah, I don't know why that should. Like I say, I think it was the anticipation more than anything else, wasn't it? More, but it's
In my family, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve was when the families got together.
Yeah.
That's when you spent your time with all your aunties and uncles and cousins, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, playing games and, you know, whatever, charades
Yeah.
or Killer.
Killer, yeah.
Do you remember Killer?
Mm.
Killer was a great game.
Yeah, it
for
was.
anyone
It
who
was
don't know, right? So, however many people's in the room, there's 50 cards. There's 15 people in the room, yeah? 15 cards get dealt out face down. Somebody gets the ace of spades, right? They're all face down. You don't know who it is. Whoever it is, you're the killer. Now,
Yeah.
the rest of the evening continues on as it would. But your job as the killer is to wink at people in the room when no one else is looking.
Yeah.
Right? And when you've done that, you've murdered them. But they can't
Yeah.
immediately say, I'm dead. They have to give it a minute. And then say, I'm dead. Right? It's everybody's job in the room to work out who the killer is before you fucking kill them all. But the rest of the evening carries on as normal.
That sounds like a really cool game.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't work out so well when you were 14 and you were kept on winking at your 17-year-old cousins.
Oh, oh,
Most of my family's in Lincolnshire.
but Sensen, you haven't got the ace of spades, no, but you've got a cracking set of nuts. Anyway, no,
no. See, the problem is whenever I was 12, 13, my 15, 16-year-old female cousins would have knocked the head clean off your shoulders. They would if you did something anyway inappropriate, they would give you such a hard public slap that you never ever wanted to do that again. Oh, right. At that, I'm going to do my little party piece. I've been doing this from I was approximately 13. This is what I would have done whenever it comes to the round of
13. It doesn't involve a priest, does it?
No priest involved.
Like I say, you know what happened, don't you? It's the little lad went and tell his mum and dad, and he says, it's been great. I've been with the Catholic priest. He says, what happened there? Then he says, he taught me how to have a wank. And he goes, he did what? He goes, yeah. He says, and when I'm 13, I can use my own willy.
Oh, fuck, that's class. That was class. Right. Hold on. Mm-hmm. All right.
The Phantom of the Opera is there.
Yes, I'm 42 with the 42 public face on, and I'm going to give you the ballad of William Bloed. This is the story of William Bloed. 'Twas the pride of the Shankle Road. He had a wife, the curse of his life, who continually got his goat. So one morning at dawn, with her nightdress on, he cut her bloody throat. But the drip, drip, drip and the pillow slip of her lifeblood made him sick. And the pool of gore on the bedroom floor, well, it made him want death more. So to end the fun, so well begun, he recited himself to kill. And he took that shit from his wife's cold feet and twisted it into a rope. Then he hung himself from the pantry shelf. 'Twas an easy end, let's hope. As he hung from the shelf with his dying breath, he solemnly cursed the Pope. But the funniest turn of this whole concern, sure, it's only just beginning. Because he went to hell, but his wife got well, and she's still alive and sinning. Because that razor blade was German made, but the sheet was Belfast linen. Happy New Year, everybody. Cheers. And I'm going to knock this camera off, and then I'll see the comments. There you go.
I thought that was going a bit dark there for a moment, but you pulled it back. Nice one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Evidence that my singing voice is absolutely shite is that even at the age of 10, 11, 12, whenever we were having a sing song with all the family, and how this works is it sort of goes around and everybody has to do their little bit. They were pushing me towards funny poems then, because my singing voice, I love singing. It's just fucking impossible to listen to. So there you go. Nah.
Yeah, my singing voice is shit. That's why I have to borrow other people's and singing impressions.
See, whereas Dave loves a singing voice that can't sing, don't you, Dave? It's your favourite.
Literally is one of my favourite things in the world. Yeah, listening to people that can't sing, that love to sing but can't sing. Yeah.
Probably you should get me, Sensum 42 to sing now, because it would be
my dad's
absolute
brilliant
bliss
at it.
for
My
you.
dad is. My dad's brilliant at it.
All right. I clicked the link and then you got some noise. Can we have a sample 42 of my singing? I may, I'll maybe give you the first verse of something later on. But I definitely cannot hog the limelight and whatnot. But what we'll do now is, so do you have waffle? or here, Paka, what have you got for us?
Absolutely nothing, and you know it.
Yeah. Do you know what? Well, see, here's where it goes. Sing, or show your ring. So,
Pardon?
Sing, or show your ring.
What?
Yeah, I'm definitely against the second half of that.
Yeah, right. Well, while Dave Waffle does his bit, you can tend to think.
I brought music and a squeaky eye. That's what I brought.
Yeah.
To the table.
Yes, what do you want to go with first, Mr. Dave?
So to let me see my eye, I mean, it might not squeak now. I might have like a performance anxiety and it might not happen. So let's give it a go. I haven't squeaked it for a while. It's more of a squelch today than a squeak. Yeah,
that was definitely a squeaky eye.
No, so instead of that, I've brought a. So we have a weird festival. I've talked about it with you before, 42, here in Whittlesea, where I live, called the Straw Bear Festival. And really, everybody uses that here in Whittlesea as the New Year, which is weird. So you go out and everybody just wish you Happy New Year. And then, so every time I hear this bit of music, I think of New Year. So that's hence the link. The link.
Yes, I'm going to play that now.
Yeah, so it's a weird little bit of music. Yeah.
It's
the straw. It's known as the Straw Bear song. It has got a proper name for it, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah. My mate Graham will be really disappointed as well. Like, why didn't you say the name of it? Oh, because I can't remember.
Right, share screen. So
you don't have to play it all. It might suppress anyway, mightn't it? Because it's
we're about to find this out.
Yeah, I'll mute myself.
Right.
Dave,
Yeah, there you go.
I believe you are underestimating your involvement with Strawberry.
I underestimate it.
Yeah, I think you're underestimating your involvement because you haven't told us anything about you ever being part of the organisation of it, or
Not anymore. I'm not. No,
yeah,
it's
I know,
because
but
it
you
was
did.
a bit clicky. It was, yeah.
Yeah,
But no, it was. I wished. Again, like they want the younger generation to take over, but the older people that run it have really got their ways about how they want to run it. And if you try and change that, which I get, they've been doing it for a long while. They're responsible for bringing it back. But it's very much a family thing as well. So if your dad was the Straw Bear, which is quite an honoured thing to be the Straw Bear. So what happens with that song, just while I think about it, they parade a guy around in a straw bear, like a straw suit all weekend.
I've found some video of that, and we're going to show that.
And then on the Sunday, what they do, they parade, you go down to a field, and then everybody gets together and they put the bear in the middle, and then they play that little song. And then they set him on fire. And then, Happy New Year! It's like a weird little festival. It is, and I love it. It's weird and strange, but it's and it always makes me think of New Year, because I always worked New Year, as I previously said. I never got to celebrate it, so that the Straw Bear Festival when I was young, especially when I was
I'm just
young,
clarifying, Dave.
was really important to me because it was like the New Year. So
Dave, I just want to clarify that between the dance through the town and sing the song and dress as a straw bear,
yeah.
between that and set fire to the straw bear, the bloke who is the straw bear,
he gets taken out. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
Although one year, because when Whittlesea used to be pretty rough, somebody did try and set the bear on fire with the guy inside. Yeah, 1 year, but that was, when things were pretty bad. But that was a long time ago.
Drugs, people.
No, that was a long time ago. But it's a real draw for the town, and because I used to work New Year's Eve and New Year's, so I used to gig New Year's Eve, and then I'd get up 10 o'clock and go and do a New Year's Day gig as well. So I just missed all New Year. So Straw Bear, I would go to the Straw Bear Festival, and then I'd see everybody, and everybody would be like, Happy New Year, boom. And then so they do that on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday they have like a big gathering, and they get together and do like Molly dancing and all that sort of stuff, all little shows and poems. You'd love it. You would, 42.
Right, what is Molly dancing?
Well, we've got the Pig Dyke Mollies, they're called. They're like weird black and white DMT jesters. That's a bad comparison, but that's what they look like. Then they're like a group of dancers, Molly dancers. I think they've been in Whittlesea for 100 years, I think. I'm pretty sure they have. Black and white. And they dress in head to toe in black and white. Although they did get called out a few years ago because apparently black's racist. So apparently. But yeah, and then you have Morris dancers, and then dance troupes that come in and all sorts of stuff. Like, not like, disco, like proper old folky style stuff.
Dance.
Yeah, and you go all the pubs. There's not many pubs left anymore, but the few pubs that are left, anywhere you go, you'll just see musicians sitting down with squeeze boxes and instruments and that, and they just randomly break into little songs and that. It's brilliant, and it really makes me feel very thankful to live where I live. It does once a year, it's a great little festival, and you would love it, 42. Very traditional.
Yeah, it sounds right up my street.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It is, yeah.
I just tried to type Big Dyke Molly into the chat, and YouTube wouldn't let me. Just saying.
It was Claire Balding. No, right, okay.
The Big Dyke Molly.
YouTube wouldn't let me.
Yeah, we've got a beautiful bench down by the river, and it's dedicated to the Pig Dyke Mollies, and there's somebody's carved it all, and it's incredible, painted and that. Yeah, it's a real big thing for the town, the Straw Bear. It's like a real big, like draw for the town. And since, again, I know I said it earlier, I sound like a parrot, keep repeating myself, but it makes me feel very thankful, especially since I started streaming, about where I live, because the effort the town collectively makes at like Christmas. I mean, our Christmas lights in our town look better than some of the lights in London. It is. The effort that they go to every year, and then like at Easter they'll put a big crucifix up and all that, and then there's always bunting up around the town centre. and they do like a Christmas market and that, and it's really good, like a harvest sort of festival market as well. Yeah, it's really, really good. And it's made me really appreciate where I live the last few years. Yeah, especially as I've got older as well. I think there it is. There's the straw bear. There it is. So that's Rob Taylor, that is, at the front with him there. And that's probably my... Oh, no, that's not Rob. That's Matey at the front there. I think his name's John. And that's probably Andy in there. To be the bear is a real thing, you know. It's quite a big thing. You can hear the music.
Yeah, Rob Taylor from Duran Duran. What a star.
It's right near my sister's house, that as well. right near my sister.
It's a celebration of.
That's Brian. That's the guy that brought it back.
Different.
Yeah, he brought it back. That guy Brian. He got an MBE for it as well.
I could only really see the pavement, but from what I saw from the crowd, it was fantastic. The atmosphere was brilliant.
It sounds like Andy in there. Andy in there. That sounds like.
So beginning of the new year, out with the old, in with the new.
It's like collecting badges as well is a big thing.
Getting things
collecting the badge every year.
Oh,
that's like a real big thing. That it is.
So, often the same new badge each year.
It's a strange little festival. It is. And come rain or shine, whether it's peeing down with rain or whatever, they do it.
Why do we collect?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, with annual traditions, if you stop it for 1 year because of the rain, the fuckers have got an excuse to not let you hold it next year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what amazed me, 42, how much planning goes into it. Because when I was younger, I used to go with my parents when they used to take me when I was a kid. And then as I got older, I just used to go and drink. Whee! And then when I got involved, it made me realise how much planning goes into it. You have meetings with the police, you have to have meetings with the council, the insurances you have to put the plans in where the route's going to be so they can shut the roads off. You have to put the signs out at a certain time. Yeah, I mean it's like a mini festival, you know, and they run it very well. And they're, like I said, when we got involved, they were just a little bit reluctant to sort of let go of the reins. Maybe it wasn't the right time, you know. So because I'm very, there's me and there's a few lads like me that are really enthusiastic to keep it going, but they need to sort of let release. I suppose it's difficult because the people that run it now are the people that brought it back, because it stopped for a long while. And I think it came back in 1983. I think it was they brought it back.
Stopped in the 1830s.
Yeah, and then it got shut down.
Yeah,
and then it brought back.
As did most of your English traditions. They all got shut down in the 1830s and then re-emerged.
Yeah.
A very warm welcome to Robin, Courage is a Cure from Down Under.
Hello.
Welcome aboard. Thank you very much for coming along.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to yourself.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
While I'm trying to keep this show not really political, however, there is something I do need to say. I haven't spoke to Robin since some things have happened, and you're not going to believe this. Robin can no longer access her own fucking Substack because Australia have brought in a digital ID. Her account that she had set up, been using, was obviously an adult for quite a long while. They went, prove your age before we let you in. And Robin obviously is refusing to do that. What the fuck's going on?
Oh, it's madness. Yeah, Australia is the first to fall. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag with the reaction from Australians and our politicians. A lot of people are saying that nothing's happened, but that's not accurate. Merry Christmas, everybody in the audience. Hello. Yeah, so I will not comply with that nonsense. It's the new digital, uh, a whole suite of legislation they've brought in to protect children under the age of 16. So any child under the age of 16 can't use social media. But, I didn't realise that 13 to 16-year-olds were flocking to Substack, But there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all really quite mad. And the other question is, how long before they start rolling this age restriction up the same way that they're currently doing in the UK with cigarettes? Because our legal age for smoking goes up a year every year.
Oh,
Right?
really?
Yeah. So I think it's currently about 20 years of age. But if you were below 16 years of age whenever this law came in, you would never reach the age where you could decide that smoking may have some risks, but I'm going to participate in it in order to keep us safe. I find it really strange that fucking 60 and 70-year-olds are some stage going to be told, no, you're too young to make that decision.
Yeah, but they want them to go over to Ukraine. Cheers for that. Yeah. Thanks.
This.
I just want to say, when I was 11, it was 16.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to make sense now, does it?
Yeah, when I was 11, the age
was 16. Yeah, I could smoke.
Although I was actually smoking when I was 11. Shh, don't say anything. Shh, naughty boy.
Yeah, but I mean, what if they bring this same madness to the social media and just go, if you were born before this year, you're just not going to access a whole swathe of the information?
I mean, it's just nuts. I mean, you just mentioned Ukraine. I mean, it's the same here in Australia as it is around all the Five Eyes Nations. Children are supposedly mature enough to decide that, they're the opposite sex and want to have puberty blockers and chop off their favourite parts or least favourite parts. But they're old enough to do that, but not use social media. Okay. But, we know it's not about social media, It's just a bunch of bollocks.
It's almost like they've produced a set of rules and regulations, not laws, rules and regulations, and they're going to selectively choose who they decide to enforce that on in order to censor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's full censorship. And, I can only assume that, of course, I have my job as a content creator and researcher, but I'm also one of the editors of the Light newspaper Australia. So I can't help but think maybe perhaps that's got something to do with it, because a lot of our authors are sourced from Substack. But anyway, that's just my conspiracy allegedly. But yeah, there you go.
It would kind of make sense. However, I really do want to get you back on to do a full show about all of that.
Yeah.
For now, what was Old Year's Night, New Year's Day like for you growing up, and has it changed much?
I've had a few different experiences, I guess, throughout my life. When I was young, of course, New Year's Eve was with my family in Australia. I guess there wasn't any kind of tradition, so to speak. The tradition was to be with your family. Of course, that would involve a game of cricket in the front yard, which was always fun.
Oh yeah, and a barbecue because it's summer.
What's that?
And a barbecue because it's summer.
Oh, of course, yes. See, I take these things for granted. Yeah, so of course it would involve. Well, you'd have to drive 1,000,000 miles, so you'd spend a couple hours in the car getting to which other family member you'd be going to see. Usually be on the coast with family down there, and then have barbecue. Of course, all the fellas in the family would be sinking back a few tinnies. There'd probably be some crabbing involved, getting the net out and the dinghy and all that sort of thing. And then watching the adults get messy in the evening, and then some cricket in the morning. But yeah, then later on in life, I spent a number of years in Germany, so that was a different experience. Sylvester, they call it. Everybody goes and buys fireworks from the shop, and everybody sets fireworks off in their front yard, and yeah, which was an experience for me because fireworks are illegal in Australia. We're not responsible adults. Yeah, and again, hanging out with family. So yeah, those were the things that I got up to, I guess.
Yeah. So, has fireworks always been illegal in Australia?
Oh, ever since I was born in let's say the late 70s. I'll say that. Yeah, always been illegal for the general public to buy. You'd have to go to the celebrations on Australia Day, where the local council would have a big fireworks show. Of course, now after the COVID war, they've closed that down. You can't have people hanging out with each other anymore. But yeah, always been illegal since I can remember.
Yeah. Sorry, one second. I'm just getting the link. I'm sticking the link into the chat. It's for ARPA. If you're not ARPA, don't go in don't come in because I will kick you out. Yeah. So your New Year seems very similar to our New Year celebrations in Britain, which isn't surprising, but with quite a lot of regional twists. And there should be, because you're the other end of the world and a whole different weather system. The other thing I've noticed there is Dawn Browning can't get into her Substack either.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Field Marshal Dawn Browning, just checked, can't use my Substack. How bizarre. It's absolutely mad. Now, Robin, do you have such a thing as a party trick? A poem or a story?
What I can share a video to the stage.
Oh, yes, actually, 100% you do. Yes, that is right. You do indeed have a song.
I do have a song.
Could you stick the link in the private chat for me?
I can probably put it up on the stage below.
Yes.
And you'll just have to press play.
Perfect. Yes. Because Robin also has become involved in a little bit of a musical escapade. ARPA, welcome aboard. Thank you very much for coming on. I will get you. I'll get to you properly in a couple of seconds. I want to play Robin's song.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes, loud and clear.
Great stuff.
Loud and clear. I've got the stage.
They only want what's best for me. My mommy and Nah, mate, look, you're a pack of liars.
Yeah, you thieves.
You're murderous psychopaths, and I don't want anything to do with you.
So get your beak out of our lives and stop trying to tell us how to live.
Yeah, yeah! I'm not the child now, hear me say. I'm uptown, but not my sexy. You don't make decisions for me.
The government doesn't make a good parent, does it?
No, and you know what? I reckon anyone else, they'd have their kids taken off them. Grow up now!
Very good. That was excellent.
Love that. That is brilliant. That's excellent.
Great stuff. Yeah,
Matt Finley was great. The lady at the end that pulled the plug on the TV, she's our e-safety commissioner. She's one of the ladies that's responsible for the new censorship bullshit in Australia. So, but Matt Finley, please go along and check him out. He's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Do you think that song might have something to do with you being censored on Substack?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your place in the digital panopticon will be sold to you through convenience and safety.
Right. Well, RPI, thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt that. RPI is only dropping in for a very short period of time because
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You all right?
I'm back now. Yeah, I was at my sister's, not been drinking or anything because I was driving. I'm at my parents again to use their laptop. So we're laughing, until you kicked me out, mate.
Oh, fuck, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming along.
No, my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. It's an honour. I sort of know everyone in the chat, but I don't know Robin. I'm sorry, I've never seen you or in the chat or anything.
No, Robin's from Australia. She runs a channel, Courage is a Cure.
Right,
and she does a lot of work about the vaccinations and the digital IDs and all of that that's happening down in Australia. They've basically become a nanny state, and Robin's doing a very good job at exposing that.
What's the channel called?
Courage is the Cure.
Courage is the Cure.
Okay, I'll subscribe now.
Yep. Fear is the virus. Courage is the cure.
Okay, courage is the cure. Okay.
She's very good, our pal.
I'm sure she is. She looks good. Okay.
So, what was Old Year's night, New Year's Eve like for you as a kid, Arpa?
As a kid, it was
like whenever you were growing up. What did you do?
I wasn't really into, as a kid, it was Christmas. Christmas was the thing, wasn't it? New Year, my parents would go out and get a babysitter in. So,
all right.
It was that kind of thing. But as you sort of transition to being an adult, New Year's Eve is the one, isn't it? As a teen and in my 20s, New Year's Eve was my absolute favourite night of the year, by a long way.
I'm going to take a wild guess. You were at discos and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, just amazing. Just amazing. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Best night of the year every year. 100% guaranteed.
Do any of you live near ports?
No.
No. So you don't hear ships' horns at midnight?
No.
Living in Belfast and also in East Belfast, I'm close to the shipyard. I have the joy of hearing those every Old Year's night at midnight.
I'll tell you what, these days it's fireworks, New Year's Eve fireworks, isn't it? But I never remember fireworks at New Year's Eve ever, not ever until the millennium, and then there was fireworks It was pure
And then every year
fireworks, and
since.
then every year since. Is that? Am I just imagining that?
No,
Or-
no, I think you're 100% spot on there, mate. Because fireworks was just for bonfire night, wasn't it?
Yeah. There was never fireworks on New Year's Eve when I was a kid until
Fireworks were
2000.
banned here for the vast majority of my life.
I think why 42.
It was more dynamite.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well,
Anything that went bang.
here's the thing: they banned fireworks because there's a little bit of gunpowder in them. The fucking
dear.
terrorists were using Samtex.
Yeah.
I don't see the point. You know, it
Standard.
was really weird. And then it was whenever the Good Friday Agreement came in.
That was under bloody Blair. Was that?
Yeah,
99 or something like that, or 2001.
And whenever that happened, fireworks started to get sold at markets and stuff, and then they were everywhere. And see, the first 4 or 5 years of that, it was fucking mad because you had people that have never seen fireworks before, never had access to them, and all of a sudden there's gangs of fucking teenagers out in the streets with those 8 shots firing them at each other. It was
but when I was a kid at bonfire night, they had bangers, but they got banned at some point.
Yeah.
Do you remember bangers? Just like little
Yeah,
sticks of dynamite. Oh, they were amazing. But yeah, they got banned, so we had to throw rockets at each other then.
French bangers.
Throw rockets.
Talk about French bangers.
I don't know. Bangers.
You go to France, you get French bangers. They were like way more powerful.
They were the blue ones, weren't they?
No, I don't know about that. I'll tell you what, as well, these days, basically every night of the year, so there's fireworks going off like 3 times a week at about 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's someone's wedding. You know, it's the wedding of the invaders. You know, around here in Oldham, one time it woke me up. I jumped in my car. I was driving around all the estates looking for where they were going off. I was kicking off. I'm glad I didn't find them. I'm really glad I didn't find them. I'd have been battered, but I was fucking steaming. But the police don't do anything. You know, it's illegal, but the police don't do anything. That's 2 or 3 nights a week, all the way through the year, and it's in the middle of the night. You know, from like 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the morning.
You need to report that as noise pollution.
Yeah.
Right? And the council will have a list of the amount of times that noise pollution has been reported and by how many people, and that will be searchable under a Freedom of Information Act at the end of the year. So if in January you get 10 people that are willing to report every act of this fireworks as noise pollution, by the end of the year, you will have massive numbers which your member of parliament cannot ignore.
Yeah.
But it starts with individuals making the reports.
I'll just sum this up for everyone to make it easy, right? They, and you know who they are, they will jump on everything.
Yep.
They will fill in every form and send every letter.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
So if you don't,
no, you're
you're
right.
already fucked.
Yeah.
Right? It's as simple as that.
Well, I've been to the police station to report it. I went to
good.
But I never actually reported it in the end. I went in and I was sat there waiting. I was there about an hour and a half, and I thought, fuck this. I just left.
Exactly.
That was like 6 months ago.
They'll sit there all day because they ain't got a job.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the recurring problem of the Anglo-Saxons? We fight every war with the previous war's weapons. For example, see whenever Boudica was fighting the Romans had not encountered chariots for 500 fucking years because they were outdated. Whenever we came up against the Normans, we had a shield wall and very few archers and no crossbows, which the Normans had. In the First World War, we sent cavalry against machine guns.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Right. We consistently fight today's battle with yesterday's tactics, and today's tactics are by loading the numbers in the bureaucracy.
It's complicated, isn't it? It's complicated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you know, you've got to do something. You're right. You know, you've got to do something. You've got to start somewhere.
There comes a time when we've all got to try and at least try to fucking throw something in the wheels of this machine and slow it down.
I mean, I can't remember the full conversation, but I was talking to two police. They came to my next door neighbours. It weren't nothing. Whatever. There was two police women anyway, and I mentioned it to them, and they even said, "There's nothing we can do. This and that." I can't remember the full situation, but they basically said there's nothing they can do because it's who it is. I mean, two young white women police officers, and you know they knew what I was saying.
Well, the problem is,
I'm not judging here, right? I'm not judging, Arpel, but how old was you when you met a female police officer in her line of duty?
Oh God, I don't know, mate. I wouldn't like to guess. Packer,
well, I never met a female police officer until I was like in my 30s.
Really?
It wasn't, was it?
Well, I remember it was probably about 15 years ago. I'm not saying this was the first woman police officer. There's a woman police officer around here. I'm not sure if she was one of them dog shit wardens, you know, that think they're a police officer.
I was about to say, I'm not knocking them. But
I walked past her.
Dog shit wardens.
I walked past her. She went, "Hi, David." I went, "What the fuck?" She fucking knew me. You know, I didn't know her. She knew me from police. Fucking, whatever. I don't know. It freaked me out.
Is the term known to the place? Is the term you're currently known to the police?
Well, yeah. Yeah, but it freaked me out still. But yeah, dog shit wardens we call them. There's fuck all they can do. Yeah.
Well, this is the other thing. Interestingly, in the United Kingdom, we have taken noise complaints out of the legal system into more of a civil system, and we actually do have noise wardens and stuff. I know because we had a thing that went on in the 1980s whereby the Irish nationalists would take this really fucking huge sound system and have concerts at the edge of unionist areas from like 11 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock, or 11 o'clock on Sunday night to 2 o'clock on Monday morning, because they weren't going to work when we were. And I was one of many people that tried to get the police involved and whatnot, and it turned out that it wasn't actually a criminal thing. Everything had to go through these noise pollution people, and it actually stopped whenever we managed to get the press a little bit involved, and it sort of calmed down a bit, and then they reassessed what they were doing with their festivals and moved it all into West Belfast. But there you go. But that's how I got my info on noise pollution, because we've been sort of down through that process. And I think what you need to do is begin to fill in forms, chum.
Yeah. Let's let that. Sorry to. I brought the mood down a little bit, bringing it up, didn't I? Sorry about that.
Right, don't worry. Well, we shall move on. Let's see.
You ain't brought my mood down, oh, pal.
Pardon?
You haven't brought my mood down.
Right. Packer, what was that 1816T? What does that mean? You put it in the chat. You said, pal.
Mudfloods.
Oh, right. I still don't get it, but mudfloods, okay.
Yeah. You love a mudflood.
What?
You love a mud flood.
I love a mud flood. Yeah, I can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of it.
Robin, our pub was on one night. Whenever he had a few beers, we got quite into the whole mud flood debate.
Flat Earth and all that garbage. Oh.
Yeah, I was just watching a documentary last night about the mud floods.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, please. No, hang on, please. You're not into that, are you? You're not falling for that, are you?
Oh no, look, I'm a researcher. So I view things not because I believe them necessarily, but because I'm just informing myself.
Yeah, there's some things you do need to know about, but what I will say about everything I've seen from the mud floods is they're trying to claim that this mud flood only happened about 300 years ago, and we have very well documented history that goes back much further than that. So that on its own would discount all of it.
Yeah, and it's not so much the mud floods that I was wound up about it, which it's all bullshit, but it's the flat Earth thing that upsets me the most. I mean,
I'll be very clear about this. I do not believe that the Earth is flat. However, I have a lot of trouble believing the government on anything, and they're the fuckers that tell me it's round.
Not really. You can just see it's round yourself. You can see it's round.
I don't know. Is it round? Is it oval? Is it whatever? All I can say for sure is there's a hell of a lot that the governments in the world know that they're not fucking telling us.
It's both.
Yeah. It's inside out, upside down, back to front.
No, it genuinely is both because it's flat at the top and the bottom, but it's generally spherical. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why pure spherical mathematics don't quite work as well in the North and South poles. So you have to start to take into account the latitude that you're on to account for that. You've got a particular algorithm called the Vincenzi algorithm. Gets you down to about 6 millimeters in accuracy, which I think is pretty decent for any kind of calculation.
I'll tell you what I do know. My grandfather was naval artillery, and I did once ask him what calculation they used to account for the curvature of the Earth whenever they were figuring out where their shells were going to land, and he said it didn't come into it.
Not in that distance.
It wouldn't, would it? It's
I know.
It's negligible, isn't it? Negligible.
I'm not saying that proves or disproves anything. I'm just
Yeah. The parabolic effect of gravity has more influence on a projectile.
Yeah, it's a big place. The Earth, it's a big place.
Yeah, and Robin, there's Luke in the comments, but he can't come on. Luke's also in Australia, who's my friend, who knows Robin. Actually, how I met Robin, Luke, who also does a lot of stuff. Now, I think it's about time I had another little bit of Scottishness. And hold on, where am I? Share screen, and I'm gonna get to a little poem. This is what we remember. One second, just make sure where I am. If you thought the Gallon 43 was hard to get your head around, check this out. This is called The Rumour.
It's funny how rumours get around. I was walking down Sauchiehall Street this afternoon. I heard two old ladies talking. One turned around and says, "Come here, Jesse. You hear what I was reading in the papers yesterday? Margaret Thatcher gets the same money as Moira Anderson." The other one says, that's a damn shame. Margaret Thatcher can't sing a note. It's all right for us laughing, but Janet Brown's frightened to leave the house. Here's the story in rhyme. It's called, as I said before, I think, The Rumour. Now, when it comes to spreading, there are many things to name. There's butter and there's fire, and then, of course, there's fame. But the thing that spreads the quickest, it's the fastest, you'll agree, is the spoken word of rumour. Just listen and you'll see. Now, the rumour I would speak of here was started by a man in Inverness who whispered it from in behind his hand. Did you hear what I heard, Willie? Man, that's awful, yes, that's right. You'd never have believed it, man, it gave me such a fright. No, poor Willie was quite upset when he heard that this had been, so he straightway phoned his brother George, who lived in Aberdeen. Oh, dearie me, says Geordie, man, that's off a fit of shock. I'll hae to tell your cousin Ram for next to me the broch. But instead he told his sister Jean, a busking Duchess lass. She told Stonehive and Lawrencekirk and every town she'd pass. Well, that's fit I heard done by. I just that, keep it to yourself. And they did keep it just like her and couldn't wait to tell. Until she reached all Fortune, when once more nothing loath, she tell't it tell a fisherman, what tell't it tell her broth. By Jehovah, was their reaction, or perhaps just dear me, and they couldn't wait to tell the tale from the good until Dundee. Well, I'll no say a word, no, never in my life. But they did, of course, and that is how the story spread to Fife. It was told at every meeting place and passed from door to door. Though they listened cautiously at first, they soon said, tell us more. So more and more and more and more the rumour fleed around till they spelt it out in capitals in Edinburgh tune. They shouted it in Leith. But oh, the tone grew more discreet as it passed up Leith walking along the length of Princes Street. There's somebody took it on a train for Glasgow, and that's how, if you live there, you'll probably have heard the rumour now. Not that that's where it all finished, for it carried on and passed by a steamer going westward to Old Ireland and Belfast. Is that the truth, the Irish said? They thought it was a shame. No, they didn't like the rumour, so they sent it home again. To Stranraer it came, in northwards over Ayrshire and Kintyre, where it spread the sea quite freely even, like the Chinese dentures, like the heather was in fire. Oban Mill and Tobermory, Mallig Kyle, and that is why, once again by way of water, the rumour came to Skye. But they could not tell it further, and the reason is because, by the time it reached the islands, they'd forgotten what it was.
Yeah, that was good. That's really good. Good bit of poetry. You can't beat it.
Yeah, a nice bit of. I actually think it's quite fitting because we all deal in this online world where we hear stories from here and there and wherever, and there are people like Robin who goes along and verifies all that shit, and then there's a lot of people that don't. You know, a bit of a course.
Sorry, before you do, the only thing I would say is that, you know, that there's when they say there's more than a vein of truth in a jest, isn't there? You know, when they say that, and I'm telling you now, the very reason in 2020 where they immediately shut down all of the pubs and that during the COVID crap was because the pub network is a thing. And if they'd been allowed to stay open within 2 weeks, that whole thing would have been poo-pooed. And everybody said, yeah, this is a load of shite. And everybody would have got back to business. Okay, that's what these evil demons are doing to us all around, particularly the West and the wider Anglosphere. But yeah, that's what that's their big.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it makes sense, that. Absolutely.
Yeah. There was a lot of pubs here that didn't really close as such.
No, it's Ireland, isn't it? Well,
yeah, we've a nice long tradition of shebeens, and there are quite a few pubs that started off as shebeens, and they found it quite easy to just go back to their old ways.
Right. Well, I don't know what that meant. I've never heard that word before.
Well,
Shebeen.
a shebeen is a unlicensed drinking hall.
Okay.
So it's and for example, there was 2 terrace houses in the Shankill estate that were knocked into one building that housed a shebeen.
Right.
And you got into it via the back entry.
Okay.
Rob, I think our housing's quite different to yours in Australia. So we would have terraced houses where you've got a row of houses all cobbled together. Then you've got an alleyway at the back where your bins and all go. And obviously there's a back door to get in. So if you went through that alleyway, the people in the front of the street can't see who's going in and out. So they entered in through that way. And then there was a full pub going on in there for years and years and years. In fact, it could still be going.
So it wasn't like, sorry. Go on, Robbie.
Okay. No, I was just going to say, I'm not sure about Western Australia, but maybe in Melbourne they might have housing situations like that. You know, when when all the convicts were sent over and they established Australia, I think there's a few places like that.
Yeah, they still have the terrace housing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, they obviously would, because our terraced housing was created by the people who owned the factories. So the factory owner would buy a chunk of land, put his factory on it, and then they had a way worked out, which was the way to get the most amount of houses into. 1 second, I need to cough. How to get the most amount of houses into a set area of land, and also with the waste disposal, the waste all coming out from the back of the house, the outside toilet at the very far wall.
Well, they used to have back-to-backs, didn't they? They don't have them anymore. They tore the last of them down, but they did have. They weren't just terraced houses; they were terraced houses backed up to another set of terraced houses, so there was no backyard. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, those ones got took down during Victorian reforms, because they, interestingly, what they found was they could, although they were getting slightly fewer houses, the life expectancy of their workers made that worthwhile, because they made it more sanitized, and there was also a set amount of outside space where somebody could see the sky that was enclosed in the house and whatnot.
I know that. I know that all the way up till, I don't know, the 80s, there were still some being used. Because I remember as a kid seeing on the news, it was a thing that these are the last of the back-to-backs that are still being used, that have been closed down and being knocked down. So yeah, all the way up to the 80s, some were being used. Yeah.
We have a street of terrace houses close to where I live that's been listed, because they recognise that this type of housing is historically important.
Oh yeah, Coronation Street, isn't it? Coronation Street, not more important than that.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. Coronation Street and more so EastEnders are both being turned into period dramas.
Yeah, the bullshit. EastEnders is finished now, isn't it? Or it is finishing.
Yep.
It's going off air, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it no longer looks like.
Yeah, it's complete fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah, Rob, the East End of England, East End of London now does not have Londoners.
No.
It has Pakistanis.
It's sickening.
Right.
It's sickening.
I know I'm very drunk, but can I just say, whilst at the same moment, in this country when we had outside toilets for the vast majority of us.
Yep.
And a lot of us had coffin hatches in the kitchen. Do you know what they are?
Like a serving hatch, like a
No, a trapdoor in the kitchen ceiling so you could get the coffin down from upstairs.
Oh right, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
Right.
basic than a serving hatch. Yeah, but that's what. Ask anybody from Yorkshire.
Well,
I'm not dissing them, but at that same moment, we had the greatest empire the world's ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yep. But the thing about it is,
amazing.
Right across Britain, we have the wake tradition whereby the body would be brought back to the house in the casket and placed in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So therefore, if the stairs are not configured to suit it, you need a way to get that coffin up there and back out again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in 2 up, 2 downs, it wasn't convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, wouldn't they just go out the window? As it seems like a bit of faff going through the floor. Sure, it'd be easier going through the window.
You couldn't get them down the staircase because the staircase was that narrow. It was impossible to turn a coffin round.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I'm from London. I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't even know coffin hatches existed until I met someone from Sheffield.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. I'm from
Manchester. You tell me.
Well, exactly. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it. But I will ask the older people in my life.
No, it's definitely true, mate.
Oh,
when we had the tenement buildings up here in the northeast, that was one of the sayings when because when people used to pass away, they did used to present the body of that so people could give their last respects. Like people would actually go in and have a cup of tea. With the old stiff sat there. I mean, I don't know how often it happens now.
I remember that being talked about. Yeah.
Because I remember because my nana and my great nana went to somebody's house, and my nana was frightened, and it was the age old saying in our family is, "The dead can't hurt you." That was what they used to say. The dead can't hurt you. Don't worry about that.
Oh, Robin, are wakes a custom in Australia?
Yeah.
Or does the wakes where you bring the body to the house?
I don't think people generally bring bodies to the house.
No,
not anymore.
Yeah, they stay in the funeral home.
Yeah, they'd have the funeral at the funeral home, and then the wake. Everybody'd go to somebody's house, but they wouldn't bring the body with them generally.
Yeah.
Well, they don't.
Well,
it used to be called.
The way it would happen is the body goes to the funeral home, gets sorted out, presented, then the casket, the body goes to the own house, goes into the room, and stays there for a couple of days before the funeral. You don't do that, no?
And all the curtains would be shut, wouldn't they?
Yeah, all the curtains are shut.
Yeah.
And on the day that I just don't know where you are, 42, or anybody else in the chat that is, but because the home where the person had passed away, they'd have their curtains closed during that period of mourning. But on the actual day of the funeral itself, the entire street would shut their curtains.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. For the day of the funeral, that was. Yeah.
Okay.
I never remember having being in I remember people passing away and being dragged along to pay your respects, sort of thing, to the family, but they didn't have the body in, was it in weight or whatever it's called. That was at the funeral director's place where the family and close family could go and pay their respects in person, as it were, to the deceased. So I never experienced that, but I think it was a thing up until, it must have been, up until the early 70s, because that's what they did for my great grandmother, and my great grandmother passed away, I would say shortly before I was born. So that would be sort of very, very late 60s, early 70s. So
I can remember my parents talking about that kind of thing.
Yeah. So because I'm probably old enough to be your dad anyway, Harpo. So it's probably right. But like I say, one of the things, especially in the pit communities where we were, if any first of all, like I say, the rumor network, not the rumor, but the local network, people knew within, I would say, within probably an hour of somebody passing, the whole street would know.
Yeah.
So they knew, better sort out such and such a body and all that.
That was community, was it? That was back when we had.
We used to have such a thing like that, before multiculturalism. But I would say that.
It was amazing.
But we used to do all that, and the thing is as well, if it was the husband who, because like I say, in a pit community, miners die for various numbers of reasons and whatnot. The entire area, even though probably okay financially, but everybody used to look out for anybody who, especially, I mean, if you were retired and the family had flown the coop, it was slightly different because you'd already, done everything that you need to do. But if somebody passed away while they were still working or that, the whole community was to rally around the person who was left behind. You know what I mean? That was the way. That was just the way it was, and we were very tight knit. Mining communities are very tight knit communities anyway. So, like I say, I do distinctly remember when different people lost husbands or wives, whichever way around it was. The entire sort of immediate area felt it very keenly. It was and that was
the first time I seen a body would have been, I'd have been about 5 or 6. It was my great aunt or my great uncle or somebody had died, and we went to the family, and we were like way up and say goodbye to him. And there'd been like 2 or 3 of us kids, about 5 or 6, going up and peering into the coffin, saying goodbye, and then walking away again. It was.
I've never seen a dead body. I've never seen a dead body. Ever.
And no, it's there, mate. The dead can't hurt you, mate. The dead can't hurt you. That's all. It's just part of life,
Yeah, the recent thing is, my son has married an American girl, and there was somebody in the family had died sort of recently, and the body went back to the house, and his American wife was very perturbed by this, and he'd said, well, you do realize that if I go first, I'll be coming back to your house. And she was like, no, you won't. She says, there's not going to be a dead body in my house. Oh. Yeah.
No, I don't, like I say, I have the utmost respect for everybody, in the time of their passing and that, but I can't force myself to be afraid or maudlin or anything like that, because if you believe in God, and I'm just a hatch, match and dispatch Christian, but if you believe in God, in some respects you've got to be happy for them, haven't they? Because they've gone to a better place in theory.
100%.
And I would say, and I'll say this now, this is the God's honest truth. There's 2 times in my adult life where I've been poorly, and my great aunt, believe me, my nana's sister, who was taken from us probably earlier than it should have been. It's not me mum, it's not me dad, it's not me nana, but me auntie Charlotte. She's the only one. If I remember, I was rough as bull's lugs one time, really, really rough as bull's lug, and I can remember distinctly an effigy of me auntie Charlotte sat on the bottom of the bed, and she's just saying, "It's all right, darling, it's all right. You're just poorly. You just need to get yourself sorted out." And I woke up, and I was rough as arseholes. So I thought, right, I'm going home. So I rang the boss and I said, I'm going home, because I was working away at the time. Got back home, got myself sorted, and felt rough as arseholes. Went to the quacks the next day, and he goes, "Yeah, we're going to have to send you down to the rapid assessment ward." Oh, why is that then? Because we think you've got pneumonia. Oh, all right, okay then. Nothing serious then. But yeah, that's happened to me twice now. I've been visited by my auntie Charlotte, and like I say, why would it be her? Why would it be her? You know, why would it not be me mum or me dad or me nana? You know, why me Auntie Charlotte? So people who say there's no connection or whatever, and I don't care if it's a hallucination, I don't care if it's a memory thing or whatever, but there's something that triggers that sort of is like a little inbuilt warning that says you might need to listen to this. I know it sounds daft, but you might just need to listen to this one time. And like I say, the two occasions where I've sort of had a, you know, needed to listen on the two occasions, it's been my auntie. Yeah, my great aunt, my nana's sister.
I'm just going to disappear for a few moments. I've got to go and get the power lead because I'm going to run out of power.
All right,
Okay.
no worries.
All right.
All right. See you in a more time. Here, Sansom, on what you were saying about being a hatch, match, and dispatch Christian, the only requirement.
Births, deaths, and marriages, mate. Yeah.
Well, that's in order to be a Christian, because of Jesus Christ, who taught us in the Sermon on the Mount, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man can come to the Father except through the Son. The only time you need the church is for christening, marriage, and burial. You don't. You can have no contact with the church for the rest of your life, provided you believe and you've accepted that Jesus Christ is your method to salvation. You don't need the church. That's.
I want nothing to do with the church the way that it is now. Neither the Canterbury Cathedral Protestant arm or the Catholic arm. I think there are. I think that I'm not offending anybody by saying this, but I think that the modern church is actually a force of evil. I don't think they do any good whatsoever in our times. They should be the gatekeepers on morality and civility, and they're the absolute opposite of that.
Do you know the Church of England is currently in the process of being segregated from the rest of the Anglican Communion?
The Church of England, yeah?
Yep. The Church of
Is that
England.
because they're the worst of everything?
Yep. Basically, this latest appointment to the Archbishop of Canterbury, a lot of the Anglican churches have went, we will not celebrate communion under this person or with this person, and they have totally broken away from the Church of England. And what is quite interesting is that means that they're no longer going to go to the Church of England organized conventions or pay remittance to anything organized by the Church of England. And it is the profitable part of the church in North America and interestingly Africa that are breaking away because they have said you have moved far too far from what this religion is supposed to be. You need to stop your LGBTQAI bullshit. You need to stop your intermixing with Islam and Judaism. We need this religion reset back onto its proper principles. And Church of England, we're not dealing with you anymore. And this is going to cause a really big problem for the Church of England because it's been relying on the money from the other parts of the Anglican Church because their membership is fucking tanked. It's
I agree. I mean,
I really like what the Church of England should be, and I'm quite unimpressed with what it has became.
Well, I say Justin Welby was former oil baron Jewish bloke, because that's literally what he was. He was like BP sort of top boy, and then all of a sudden,
what
Archbishop of Canterbury.
Realize is the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Archbishop of York are in position to be the moral compass and guidance to the monarch. So therefore, Charles and Elizabeth before him was getting their advice on what the feeling of the general populace was via these archbishops who have no longer got any connection to the normal average person because they were chased out of the church by the born again Christians. It's actually quite sad. There needs to be a reset.
I have to say that the arch. Do you remember when John Sentamu, I don't know exactly where, from Africa or wherever he was from, he became the Archbishop of York. Yeah.
Mhm.
He probably had more Christianity in him than Welby or any of the buggers. You know what I mean? Runcie and then the next one after him, then Welby. John Sentamo was an actual Christian. I'm not saying he should have been in this country being a Christian, but what I'm saying is his beliefs and his standpoints were far more Christian because he was like I say, obviously, you know, he's going to be slightly more, you know, whatever right wing means these days, you know. So yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, you know. You've gone, I mean, the church broke up because Henry VIII wanted a divorce that he couldn't get.
Well, it was much more than that.
Yeah, well, that's the story that we all know. So we'll just stick with that for now. But even so, when we split from the Holy Roman Church and became the sort of the Protestant side and the Anglican, shall we say, and the Catholic side, even though you're still worshipping the same bloke, there was periods where, you know, it was like I say, if you look through the history of the Holy Roman Church, the Holy Roman Empire, as it used to be called, and how dark some of that history was, but then you know,
it's not good.
Well, yeah, but then you go to our side, you got the puritanical side, and then all of a sudden it was like, you know, debauch, bullshit, and then, you know, we get to where we are now, where up is down and left is right. You know what I mean? It's just.
Samson.
Yeah.
Sorry, Robin. Go on.
No, just a quick question. What was the Pope doing blessing a big lump of ice? Can anybody explain that to me?
I don't know, but he was doing a rave at the same time, wasn't he? Maybe that was the ice for the beers at the rave party. Did you see that one?
I'm not seeing it.
The Pope blessing a lump of ice makes as much sense as making it as. Yeah, it's probably for the same reason he made it a sin to eat meat on a Friday. Right?
I've not seen it, to be honest. Can I just ask?
Yes, here's what happened. The Pope went to the fishermen and said, I need to increase your taxes and I need more money off you. And they said, we can't give you any more. And he says, well, here's the deal. I'm making an illegal meat on a Friday, so you'll sell more fish and you can give me more money. I am sure that there's some financial benefit somewhere in blessing this fucking iceberg.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't there? Can I just ask Sensen, would you consider yourself a Christian at all?
Yeah,
good. Yeah, I do. I mean, but it's weird. I don't believe in God, but I still consider myself a Christian, a cultural Christian.
I'm a hatch-matched and dispatched Christian.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a Christian. I consider myself a Protestant Catholic. I'm a Protestant.
Okay,
If you say you're a Christian, you've got to consider, do you believe what the Quakers believe? Do you believe what the Church of God and Latter-day Saints believe? Do you believe what the Episcopalians believe? Do you believe what all these other different branches of Christianity believe?
No, I don't go into it that severely. It's just a broad cultural Christian with, you know, roughly Christian values. You know,
Yeah.
celebrate the Christian festivals, you know, and just Christian culture. That's what we are. You know, I mean, I don't believe in God. I can't force myself to believe in God. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a Christian. And that's that.
It's anybody who was christened, anyone who was christened is a Christian.
Yeah, I haven't been christened either.
Yeah, well, you don't necessarily need to have been christened. Anyone who is christened or at some stage accepted Jesus as Son of God, that's going to be your stumbling point. You need to get your head around that. Personally, I have no problem with that because I can't see anything more logical. And we
No,
all
that's
need
fair
to.
enough.
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't
you
want to
can
say that way.
be christened or baptized, but
Yeah.
you know, if anybody has read the Bible, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you've been saved by the Lord. It's only when you believe that God sent Jesus down here
Yeah.
to die for our
Yeah.
sins, and you
I've never,
believe that He raised from the dead. That's when you're saved from God. So being baptized or Christian has nothing to do with
I've
being
never even
saved.
thought about that. I thought about, is there a difference between christened and baptized? I've never even thought about that until this
Christened
moment.
is this also comes into something similar with the fucking fish. This is another money grab where the Church of Rome put in like 9 different sacraments, where you realistically only really need 3. So the Protestants took a lot of the other ones away because they seen it as purely money grab. But so christened is what they do, the process where a child is introduced to the church and blessed with water. Then whenever you get older and you recognize your faith, you can go through a baptism, which is generally done on a tank of water or a lake or a river or the sea, something like that, where you're dunked under the water, which is just it's not necessary. It's a furtherance, or it's a further outward.
It's a born again thing. I know born
Yeah.
again Christians are dunked in the river, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's not even so much born again. It's not even so much born again. It's people who want to show the outside world that they've made their adult decision. That
Yeah,
they, yeah,
that's the difference, because you know when people christen babies, you
yeah,
know,
there's no choice.
there's no choice there, and there's no understanding, obviously, because a baby doesn't know and can't make their own decision. And I could talk more about that, but I won't, because I'll probably offend people.
Oh no, you won't.
But yeah,
Don't worry. For this course, you'll not offend anybody here.
but yeah, when you're baptized, you know, that's you know, an informed choice, if you
Yep.
like, based around your beliefs in Jesus. Yeah, so it's really about choice. Well, you know, the most offensive thing I could say, while still trying to keep it nice, you know, christening babies is part of a cult mentality. I mean, you know, it's absolute nonsense. If people actually read the Bible and do believe in God, you've got to know that christening babies has nothing to do with saving a child's soul. I mean, that's absolute nonsense. It's cult culture, you know.
It's an extra service, an extra money earner for the church.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Oh, the other thing, whenever you start to look into feast days, you will find that historically feast days were days that the peasants did not have to work. So therefore, declaring a feast day would get the church favor with the common people. However, although they got the day off work, they did then need to go to church, which would cause a donation.
Mhm.
Right, you know, there's there when you consider that God is entity, spirit, I'm not sure whatever descriptive word you want to give, but knows everything that everybody's thinking simultaneously. Knows everything that every animal is doing simultaneously. Doesn't have a house, doesn't have clothes, doesn't have food requirements, doesn't have any of that. Seems to need a chunk of your money. What's he doing with it? You know, quite realistically, we could very easily run our churches from the city parks for fucking free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you're going to consider that God knows everything you're saying, everything you're doing, everything you're thinking, I don't think he needs you to go to a certain building to take attendance on a fucking Sunday morning.
Wasn't that sort of the Martin Luther's sort of general idea?
Yes,
Protestantism.
yeah, it's part of the. Well, the interesting thing is that under Catholicism, you as an individual didn't. I'm not sure how Catholicism is now, but historically, you didn't commune directly with God. You went to the priest, and the priest did that for you.
Yeah.
In Protestantism, they simply went, well, everybody who is a Protestant is at the same level as a Catholic priest and can do that conversation with God individually on their own.
Yeah, that makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely makes more sense.
You know, you don't need to go to church. You don't need to be involved in anything. You don't need to not swear. You don't need to not smoke. You don't need to not drink. Do need to try to live your life as best you can, and do need to accept that God sent his son to be sacrificed for your sins. Therefore, your debt is paid, and you can go to heaven for eternity. That's a pretty good deal for trying to basically not be a cunt.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's that. It's the wager, isn't it? What's it called? That
the wages of sin or death.
You know, the one where I can't remember the name of it, where you might as well believe in God, because you know.
Oh yeah. What's the downside?
Yeah.
It's
there's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. Something wager.
Yeah. But personally speaking, as someone who at one stage in my life was a churchgoer, at one stage in my life
that's it, bro.
Had very little faith, and has now came back to will openly say I'm a Christian, I'm a Protestant, I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm not a member of a church. I don't attend a church, and I don't feel that I need to. I talk to God all the time out through my living room window at the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's if you believe that God's all powerful and all knowing, you've got to believe that he can hear what you're saying.
I don't go to church either, but I've been saying this now for about 4 or 5 years. I really want to start going. I know, just to get the churches being used, try and stop them being burnt down.
Well, this is the other thing. Where I live, the churches are doing okay. They could be doing better, but they're doing okay.
Yeah.
But if they were, if the churches were really, really short on numbers, I would be considering not only going but seeing who I could fucking.
Yeah. It's a different situation, isn't it? Around your neck of the woods, it's very different. But for me, there's churches around here, some beautiful churches, and they're just boarded up, absolutely boarded up, and it does break my heart when there's moss popping up absolutely everywhere. Got massive, huge moss with big domes on them that just don't sit in the landscape at all.
Here's a really interesting thing, RPA. See if I'm not putting this on you, and I'm not digging out anybody here, but see if a whole bunch of English people like you went and sat your arses in the pews of the Church of England on a Sunday morning, and made it somewhere that you could meet, because you always said you can't collectivize. Well, do you know what? There's a place that's designed for collectivizing.
Oh, I 100% agree. That's what I'm saying. I've been wanting to do this for years. I don't know. Sunday morning, I can't be asked getting up.
Not only that, if you get a bunch of you to all go to the same church, you will change the nature of that church. And if you get, I can guarantee there's churches in your area that have 15, possibly 20 people on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
If you can get 30 people, you've more than doubled their congregation. And if you can then get families from those 30, you can get them involved in that church. And then you can go, by the way, there's another church in England a mile up the road. We would like to stay here, but we'd also like a more traditional service. And we want your band took out, and we want your organ put back, and we want this to function like a proper Christian church. And if you want to do that, we're all going up the road to this other one, and that church will change.
See, the comment here by Edward, the Church of England has been taken over by woke. Yeah. See,
yeah.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut either. I'd want to go just for the fight of it, you know.
Yeah,
but if I was sat there and I saw real woke stuff, I'd say something. I know I would.
This is how the church became woke. Was the woke people found churches that were failing and had very small congregations, and then went and became their congregation and changed them. So what we need is to do that in reverse. And by the way, we're 50 years. This has been going on for 50 years. We're 50 years behind. So it's maybe time to get a wiggle on.
Yeah. I mean, the church you can see from the window here, St. Matthew's. I went to St. Matthew's infant school right next door to it. You know, I sort of grew up going to that church through school. And I thought it was about 6 months ago or something. I phoned them up, you know, asking what the times of services was in the morning. And I was buzzing. I was ready to go. And I've still not been. I need a kick up the arse to go, you know?
Right. Here's the interesting thing. See, this time next year, I'm doing the same Hogmanay stream, and you're going to be invited.
Yeah, you put it on my toes. Yeah.
Right. So, one of the things you're getting asked next year is, have you been to church?
Yeah. And I want to say yes. I want to say yes. I went the very next day after I talked about it last year.
Yeah.
That could be your New Year's resolution, couldn't it?
It could be, yeah. It will be, actually. It will be.
Do you know what my New Year's resolution is?
No.
640 by 480. Yeah.
What's that?
There'll be somebody in the chat who gets it.
Yeah.
It's a monitor resolution, 640 by 480. It's the old VGA standard.
Yeah,
hey,
nice
while we're on, do any of you remember in the 70s? I mean, I'm saying in the 70s, most of you buggers were around in the 70s, but you remember that offshoot? It was even in the time of Franco, there was an offshoot in Spain called the Palmarian Church. You remember that, where they broke away from Rome? It was big news at the end of the 70s. Do you remember that?
No.
Because they said that the Roman Catholic Church, the Holy Roman Church, had become too degenerate and too separated from its things, and they created their own things. They've got their own bloody cathedral. I think it's just south of Seville, if I remember rightly. And they've got this beautiful, I'd love to go and see it. It's a beautiful, I don't even if it's called a cathedral or if it's just a church, but they've got this beautiful building just south of Seville, and they've got their own pope and everything. And they've had this like sort of dual running thing all along. And they've kept to their principles and, you know, the grassroots. And the Roman Church has gone through, like, you know, iterations of just like sort of slackening the guidelines and being more inclusive and all this crap. It's just like, yeah, no. If you want you want your church, you want it to be like for us sort of thing. It's got to be for your Christians. It's not for like every bugger under the sun. Although that does go against the old Christian sentiment. But having said that, like I say, people's goodwill, kind nature, and good-heartedness is being weaponized against them, isn't it? So
absolutely, yeah. Oh,
Mr. Dave Waffle, are you still about? And do you have a UFO story?
I'm still here. No, I haven't got a UFO story. No.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I really haven't. No.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, I'm miles away printing.
Just make one up, David. Just make one up.
Just make one up. Hey dear.
Well, tell us something about the sky then, Mr. Dave Waffle.
It's very big.
It's very big.
Yeah. It's a great big sky. It is.
Yeah. Dave's former name was Planet X Hunter.
It was.
Yeah.
But I've explained this on my stream. I was in a very bad place at the time. But I don't, really want to bring up on the New Year's Eve stream. So, but yeah. That was a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Right, okay. I will not pester you about it. And you
no, it's all right. No, I've spoken about it before, but, I was just in a bad place at the time. I was a raving drug addict trying to get off drugs. My life was spiraling out of control. I think I needed something to grab onto.
Yeah, if that helps you, fucking bollocks to it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, and since going through that as well, I've found that quite a lot of people sort of were drawn to that, not to me, but drawn to the same sort of thing through trauma.
Yeah,
which is something I've been looking into recently. Like how trauma can bring certain things on in people and that. But yeah. But I'm in a better headspace now, and I found streaming now, which I love doing. So, which is what I tend to do.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it did sort of wind me up, that kind of thing. But if it helps you, I mean, if someone got into it's like a flat Earth, I wouldn't take that away from them. If it was helping them,
flat.
No,
Don't go there.
No, but I'm just talking about in general, someone else.
No, I get it. No, because I've got a friend that's just been through. Like he was, in his words, he said that he was a cult leader of flat Earth and didn't realise that he was until somebody called him on it, took him to Antarctica and proved it to him. And fair play to him after 10 years and making a career off it. He was
part of that final experiment thing.
Yeah, guy called Jaron. Yeah, guy called Jaron. Yeah.
Oh, Jaron.
He's a good guy.
I like Jaron. I do like Jaron. I liked him. Even though he was a flat earther. I thought he was.
No, he's a good guy. I know people don't like him, and that's all. Certain people don't like him, but
I think
he's a good, genuine guy that was presented with a truth that would go against everything that he'd built his career on, and accepted it, and just accepted it. Yeah. Just accepted it and said, I was wrong. Said I was wrong, yeah, which was that's a brave thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even years ago when he used to debate, and I was obviously on the other side, Jaronism, I always said, even in the chat, I said he's a good guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always liked him.
And then having watched all that, I feel a little bit. Now I'm not saying there's something going on in the sky, but people are drawn to different things for different reasons.
Yeah, if it's helping.
But I feel a little bit like I was maybe a bit like that. Does that make? I'm probably going to lose loads more subscribers now for saying that. But I feel like I was a little bit like that. And then when I started streaming, I suddenly realised that I can either create an echo chamber and just have people feed my madness, or I could sort of try and detach myself from that a little bit. I love watching the sky. And I do it, and I film it every day. But I went down sort of more, light-hearted sort of thing, because I don't want to be. I don't want. Sometimes people need something to grab onto, and I didn't want to be that person that, feeds somebody's madness.
I've still got the sky calendar that you sent out.
Yeah, it's a crazy one. I mean, the more I look at it, I mean, I love the sky and I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, it was a funny period in my life, a very strange, funny period in my life. And I feel like I've finally got out the other side of it. You know, it's weird because you know, as you get older, you look back, don't you? Reflect on things in your life and things that you've done and that. Yeah, and at the time, I was just in a very, very bad place. You know, that had been 20 years in the making. You know. So.
And now you're out the other side and running the best duck race on the internet.
Great.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
No, but yeah, it's weird. You know, that's why Dangerfield's are so important to me, because when I needed something, when I really needed something to get off drugs and that, I found Dangerfield. It was just a strange thing, and it sort of saved me, because I didn't want to go and sit in a room and do AA or whatever and talk to people, because I've never been like that. And Dangerfields gave me that outlet. Do you know what I mean?
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob, for context, Robin, Dangerfield is a YouTube channel. He was previously a stand-up comic.
He's our leader.
Yeah.
King of the Scrubs. Yeah.
Near enough all of the people that arrived here came out of that chat group, that community.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually quite strange. He doesn't seem to realise how far the ripples have went that from the stone that he threw into the lake. Because if it hadn't been for that, I would not be streaming, and none of the songs that I did would have been a thing. Because it all came from this community and people coming together and trying to create something better than what we have.
Yeah. It saved me, because I had to save myself, or partly save myself. I had to cut off all the people in my life, and I literally did. And I didn't see people for years. And then when I found Dangerfield, I felt like it gave me a social life back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely makes sense, because that's exactly how I felt about it.
Yeah, I actually felt like somewhere I could belong and be myself and not be, you know. Well, just be accepted, you know. Yeah, I've had a bad problem for a long while, but so is the guy talking to us, you know. And I think
exactly that.
You know, now this is nothing against Dangerfield, because fair play, but I think even up till quite recently, I think he's still struggling. You know, he has been struggling, and fair play to him, because he's got his book out now and that, you know. And that's why I feel a little bit worried about going to talk to him, because he's quite important to me. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to fuck that up. Does that make sense?
You're not going to fuck that up. Just want to talk to the guy.
Yeah, I know, but
and by the way,
difficult to talk. I've been just trying to be quiet tonight, as just and listen.
Yeah, one of the most important things I learned from the men's rights movement is the absence of pedestals.
Yeah, I get that. No, I get
nobody,
that. Yeah. Not that
nobody wants to be on a pedestal. I've met the Honey Badgers. I've met Paul Ellum. I've worked with Paul Ellum. I was part of running a Voice for Men website, Facebook page that had over 120,000 subs. Yeah. I worked with all of these people, and the important thing about all of them was none of them wanted to be on a pedestal, because their problem was that if you put them on a pedestal, it forces you to look up on them, and them to look down on you, and they do not believe that to be fair. Yeah, and that's something like, and Dangerfield would have exactly that same.
Oh yeah, I get that. No, it's just I'll tell you what it is. 42 more. It's me.
It is. Oh, getting you to do anything like fucking pulling hen's teeth.
Yeah, it's me. That's what it is. But anyway, there we go. I'm glad I got it off my chest.
Dave's a really great guy, but actually getting him to do stuff.
I'm gonna email him. This is why I've come on here tonight. But rather than trying to keep jumping in where I've got something to say, I've been trying to. So I'm gonna email him, and we will. And Picard will be there to hold my hand out.
Okay. Well, this is the other thing. Our pals got to go to church before this next year, and you've got to go on Dangerfield before this next year.
No, I will do that. I'll do that. Well, I want to get his book now, though. Really, I feel like I should be reading his book before I go on. You know.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about the one of the good things that's came out of the fact that I went for a snooze and an incorrect precision and bollocksed up my wrist, and I can't really do very much, is I'm actually going to have time tomorrow to sit in my ass and start reading that book. Right.
Can I find Dangerfield on YouTube, or
Yes.
where do I look?
I'll get the link for you. Hold on, I'll get the link for you. I'll put it in the private chat. Hold on.
Yeah.
In the main chat. You know, Chris's book, it's on Amazon, isn't it? Chris has been selling his book on Amazon. Do you know if he's going to do audio version? Is he going to do
look up the...
I believe so, yeah. I think...
Good.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure he said he was. But I could be wrong. I might have dreamt it.
Yeah. I come from the complete opposite spectrum. I just happened upon Chris Dangerfield. No background in any kind of mither or any shit like that. I just found him quite endearing and a good bloke. A bloke who tried to help a lot of people and did help a lot of people.
Me.
Yeah. He's a fascinating guy. He's absolutely
Dangerfield
fascinating.
Chris?
Yeah,
Chris Dangerfield.
It was the Crack Diaries that got me.
Yeah, Robin, what you want? There's a video called The Crack Gnome Diaries.
Okay.
You want to watch that. It's funny as fuck. Quite irreverent, but it is funny.
You know, it's heavily drugs. It's all about drugs, Robin. I don't know.
Which is why I could relate, I think. That's why I could relate to it, you know, because...
The thing about it is,
raging drug addicts.
Nobody is ever going to listen to his stories and think, fuck, that sounds like a bit of what I want.
What drew me to it is that it sounded exactly like what I'd been through or what I'd been through, and I was like, God damn it, this person understands. And then to find him live streaming was like, oh my God, and then full of the Scrubs made it even better. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I said, it became quite an important part of my life, and he still is really. I mean, like, you know, I'm still a big supporter of his and that, and he's partly, like you said, 42. Part of the reason why I decided to stream. I thought, well, he can do it. 42's doing it now, blimey. Yeah. So I was at your very first stream, 42, wasn't I? Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, fuck, the first one was an absolute disaster.
It was a little bit, yeah. But now, you know, look where we are all now. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll live, we'll learn, we'll move forward.
Yeah, we do. You know, and it's like I said, it's been important to me, and it is. You know, it still remains important.
Which is something else that we can all take into the new year. There's a lot of stuff that we all would like to happen politically, and what I want to put into everybody's head is society's on a pendulum, and it has swung very far to the left. As it swings back towards the right, it's going to go through every one of those stages that it went on its way to becoming left. And if we do not accept the small incremental step towards the right, all we are going to do is hold up the end process. So what we need to do is, there's a bit of a move our direction. That's good. Let's see if we can get behind that and push it on. And as opposed to going, it's not everything we want. It's not everything we want. So to get to where we want, we're going to have to accept a lot of stuff that are not what we want, but slightly better than what we have.
Yeah, they just need to cut off the real insane stuff.
Yeah,
that's what pisses most people off. The really far out whack stuff, isn't it?
If you the best film I've seen about political activism is, in fact, The Gangs of New York.
Oh, I love that film.
Yeah, it's a great film. It's a great film.
If you look at how that, granted, it doesn't really give out the fact that this was Irish people fighting against American people, and how serious that was, and the National Guard had to be brought in at the end. Billy the Butcher was a real person. But it shows you those Irish people going, we don't have this. Well, what's better than a councillor? We'll get that position. Well, what's slightly better than what we have, and push for that. And it's something that we're all going to have to begin to do. And I hate to sound like I'm fucking preaching, but
preach, do it.
It's, I think it's necessary. You know, fucking Fabians. Oh, God.
I'm just going to shoot off again for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, here, we've been going for slightly over 2 hours. I'm going to wrap this up soon. Thinking probably.
All I would say is 42 is that the problem we have on the right is instead of being issue focused, we are very not me personally, because I'm not of that thing. I've been the advocate of a confederacy of issue focused alliances. So if there's a particular issue, you know, and there are many, you know, whether it's the trans stuff, whether it's the immigration stuff, whether it's the, you know, the demographic stuff, wherever it might be, you can get on board with that or you cannot. When it comes to our people on our side, if you're on board with that, then get on board with it and support it. Don't try and undermine it just because you don't necessarily agree with the person who heads that particular group.
Yeah,
and that's one of the massive downfalls that we've found.
Yeah, where the left, even if they don't agree, they align, don't they? for the bigger purpose, as the right just all fight each other all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't agree with Drag Queen Story Hour, get behind the fact that you don't agree with Drag Queen Story Hour.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
if
be.
You don't believe that kids 5-year-old can make decisions that will be, you know, life changing. You know, they can't choose at 5 whether or not they can smoke or not, but they can choose at 5 whether they want to be a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
You know, if you're against that kind of shit, get on board with that.
Yeah.
If you're completely against, you know, unfettered immigration, get on board with that. You know, that's
it'd be entirely possible to be working on any one of those 3 issues and not on the other 2.
Well,
you know, you know, we don't.
That's the problem that we have. We've got to think on 42. Sorry, 42. The problem that we have is that you have very big names.
Yep.
At the head of the various factions and etc. And because at one point in time, those people were probably in the same sort of coalition, shall we say, yeah? So they all split up and they all moved apart for their own personal reasons or actionized reasons or whatever. So now what we have is, here is a particular issue, doesn't matter what it is, we need to stand against that, right? Now, even if the person who's sponsoring it and the person who, in their own heart or their group's heart, are on board with that sentiment, they won't align themselves with that sentiment because the 2 leaders of those 2 groups don't get along. And I'm saying we completely abolish the notion of who the people are in these different factions and just say, look, do you agree with this sentiment or not? Yes. Well, you'll support it then. And if you don't agree with it, which is a big key thing, if you don't agree with it, for whatever reason, because they're on our side of the sphere, as it were, don't try and undermine it. Don't try and take pot shots at it, because this is the reason why in the UK, I don't know if Robin, if it's the same in Australia and everything, but in the UK, we have Muslim militant groups siding alongside the trans people in the, you know, the rainbow flag people. Who
they're pretending to for the minute.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because naturally, those 2 factions don't coexist. They're like oil and water.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the people, and let's just face it, the Muslim side of that argument is going to win. And so all of these progressive rainbow and trans flag waivers you know, they're going to be at the top of a tall building, and they're going to say, "Yeah, but we supported you," and they're going to say, "Yeah, it's unlucky, buff."
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Something else I would like to add to that. It's quite clear that I feel that the way forward is by shaping the culture and by engaging with the political machinery, right? Okay. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of banner drops over motorways, but I'm not going to complain about them because what if I'm fucking wrong? As long as people are genuinely working towards the right end, it's beholden on me not to be arrogant enough to think that what I think needs done is the only thing that needs done, and to if I can't assist the other people, at least keep out of their fucking road, because it's going to take many different approaches and the wall being hit with many objects from many directions. So if we're going to get anywhere, we need to at least fucking not be trying to trip each other up.
True.
Yep.
Right. Now, with that, I think, right, I think I'm going to end this very shortly, but I'll go around everybody for sort of last thoughts before we go. Before that, I'll also say I'd like to thank all of you for coming along tonight. I have really enjoyed this. I want to do the same thing again next year. There'll possibly be more people popping on tonight. We'll see how it goes. Well,
42. You're not asking me about my turn.
Oh shit! Oh,
shut up! He hasn't asked me about mine. Shut up! Oh, we got away with it.
Yes, what's your party trick, chum?
I wrote some jokes down.
Oh, right. Mr. Arpower has the fucking floor. Sorry.
Arpower is the grasser.
Yeah.
I've got like 6 or 7.
I'm in the shit. I love this.
I've got 6 or 7 old jokes that everyone's heard before.
Go for it.
Right. This is embarrassing now. I shouldn't have said anything. Right. What's blue and fucks old ladies? Hypothermia. You've heard all these. 2 cannibals eating a clown. One says, "Does this taste funny to you?" What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. What's brown and sticky? A stick. 2 snowmen. One says, "Can you smell carrots?" This one's a bit of a longer one, but I've shortened it. A guy walks into a dentist, sits in the chair, and says, "I keep thinking I'm a moth." The guy says, "Oh, this is the dentist. What have you come in here for?" He said, "Well, the light was on." And that's it. That's my turn.
They're actually very good. The first one was the best.
Okay. I blew me load with the first one, did I? Okay.
Yeah, the first one was definitely the best. That was very good. and now my cogs are turning. But I've got the length of time it takes Sansom that does his thing to come up with a good joke.
I've got one. Why should you stand on your left foot during the New Year's Eve countdown? So you start the new year on the right foot.
Yes.
I found that earlier, 42, and I was talking to you on the pre-show, and I thought, I better get a New Year joke.
Was that in a Christmas cracker?
No, I just Googled it. The pick came. I put bad New Year's Eve jokes. And that was the best one that came up.
I remember being at taking my child to a kid's Christmas party at a factory, and there was somebody was like telling jokes and stuff or doing stuff, and one of the kids says, "Can I tell a joke?" And they let the first one up on the mic and they told the joke, and then somebody else went up and they said one, and this week must have been about 7 years old, goes up, says, I want to tell a joke. And I goes, right, away you go. She says, why was the wee girl not allowed to run across the farmer's field in her skirt? And Ma goes, I don't know. Why was the wee girl not allowed to run across the farmer's field in her skirt? Says, because Spuds have eyes and she's no knickers on.
You know.
Oh, fucking place.
I shouldn't have started this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know divers when they sit on a boat and they've got fall in backwards.
Yeah.
Do you know why they do that?
Why they roll backwards?
Yeah,
Because they run forward.
It's to get in the water.
Yeah, if they went forwards, it'd be in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, but it's to get in the water. Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh.
Wow, God, I'm going red.
Right, Sansom, have you anything for us before we all bugger off?
Well, I got in at 4. I did a song, but I've got a joke instead. If you want me. No, I actually did. I did do it. I did an actual song. You know, I did.
Let's say the song then, Sansom. You can do both, you know.
Oh God, do I have to? Yeah,
you don't have to, but you can.
Lyrics and everything, you know. Yeah, and I haven't got no video though, because obviously I had from like 4 o'clock today to do it. Oh, anyway, this is a piece of shit that I wrote today at 4 o'clock because 42 sent me this War and Peace diatribe on blah blah blah. This is what Christmas is all about, and bollocksy bastard. So I thought, oh fuck, I've got to do something a bit special. So I wrote the lyrics. The second verse is a bit ropey because I was running out of time. But I did all I will say is this: no instruments were harmed in the production of this in the production of this piece of music. Anyway, have a go. There's a long road behind us as we look to new horizons and the friends we've yet to meet. There's been joy, there's been laughter, there's been happy ever after, and the tales of what we've seen. Though we've been apart the longest time, our friendship grows like fine old wine. Feels like coming home. Feels like coming home. So we begin our return journey without a care or a worry. There's no time for self-pity. There's been setbacks and upheaval as we try to do no evil and fill our hearts with glee. Adventure calls aloud to you and me, by air or land, or boat by sea. Feels like coming home.
That was amazing, man.
Anyway,
absolutely brilliant. Well done, man.
That's enough of that. Anyway, why is Santa always smiling at Christmas?
Because he only comes once a year.
No, because he knows where all the naughty girls live. and the last one is, The last one is right. I was in Aldi the other day. I don't know if you know what Aldi is, supermarket, and I caught a snowman, and he was rummaging through all the carrots, and I said to myself, "What's going on here?" And he goes, "I'm picking my nose."
Oh,
I can't believe you wasn't going to do the song, Sensen. That was amazing. That was just amazing. Well done.
You're a grasser. I was going to leave there alone. Yeah,
no.
I thought I'd do. Took me. Yeah, The
That
problem
was so
is,
good. Well
the
done.
problem
That was
is
so
because
good.
I can't play an instrument to save my life.
You was playing that guitar, wasn't you?
No.
Oh, what? You wasn't?
No instruments were harmed in the production of this particular.
Oh, right.
music.
Still, it was still brilliant.
Whenever he says he doesn't play an instrument, he doesn't. However, what he does is not simply fucking finding a tune off Chat GPT. He actually goes in and fucking creates that himself from the ground up. So it's not. It's electronic music, but it's still music.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I was way impressed.
You know, and talking about that, I did threaten to let you all hear my singing voice.
Go on, 42. Go on for it. I reckon you're like Marvin Gaye. I think you've got a bit of a Marvin Gaye about you, myself.
Do you want something clean or something? Yeah, we'll probably do something.
No,
clean.
not clean.
The dirtier the better.
The dirtier the better.
I want something so dirty that Daz can't even get it white. There you go.
Well, she's a big girl, twice as big as me. Hers on her family like a bush. She sees she can hop or skip or jump or catch a barrel in her cunt. She's a girl for me.
You're all right, mate. You're all right. That was all right. That was.
Sounds like
I tell you what, right? Tell you what,
You
here we
should hear
go,
my
here we
dad
go.
sing. That was good. That was.
So
See you in the chat. See you in the chat for 42.
Yeah.
See you in the chat for 42. This is an
I'm only going to go from
You've got
5.
a lady on the show. You do realise, don't you?
On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 fucking whores, 4 soggy gusts, 3 urine samples, 2 blew up dolls, and a vibrator with a battery.
It's great stuff. Great stuff.
This thing of singing songs with the wrong words, that began very young. Whenever I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6, and we would go to Sunday school, and you probably heard this song, "Give me oil in my lamp, keep it shining." Yeah, well, it would sort of, where I live, it was more like this: "Give me bullets in my gun, keep it shooting. Give me bullets in my gun, I pray. Give me bullets in my gun till I shoot them everyone, every bastard in the IRA." Yeah,
you can't sing that. That's transsexual. Surely you're not allowed to sing that.
Hold on. This is the clean, not overly sectarian level of song that I know. It starts from there and then escalates. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to start singing the Billy Boys. Although, having said that this is where these things always ended up, because I went to my family's house and we started off with that Scottish stuff and whatnot, and the drink would have started, and then the sing song would have started, and somebody would have sung a very slightly unionist song, and then the next person would have upped that, and yeah. Let's see. Should I? No, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do anything much worse. But that's, if you hang on after, I'll give you a tune. But I don't think it's safe for the. I don't think it's safe for the internet. Right. Okay. Now I'm gonna wrap around to the now I'm gonna wrap around to the outro. Mr. Paca, anything to leave us with?
Is he still there?
I don't know.
He's fine.
Right, Mr. Dave Waffle.
Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Arpa.
Yeah, ditto to that, and thanks for having me on. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you for
Great
coming
stuff.
on. Robin.
Yes. Happy New Year to everybody, and hello, Willie's Hangout in the comments. Thank you for inviting me, 40. It was nice to catch you again, and just make sure you all stay relentless. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yep. Thank you very much for coming on, and yeah, I'll definitely have you on in the new year, and we'll get further into the political stuff. Mr. Sanson.
Hello, mate. Have you got anything to play us out with? Because the only reason I ask is because Billy Blogs wants me to do my Sugar Plum Fairy. If you haven't.
Right. Oh well, right. I was going to do harmony, melody, and rhyme, but we can do the Sugar Plum Fairy. If I can, hold on. I seem to have this. Hold on, right. Kick out of the studio, right. Okay. Yes, if you send it down, I will put it up.
Yeah, it's only because he asked. Because I did the whole bloody Nutcracker Suite. Do you remember when I did that?
Did.
Oh, it took me.
That was very good.
Yeah.
I'll put this up and I'll put your comments up.
I'll just pause that for you. There you go.
And I'll put your comments up. And
Are you playing us out with that now, or are you got anything else?
Go for that now. And I'll put the comments up on the screen as this is playing. And
all right, mate. Sorry. Yeah. Take care, everybody. Billy, I hope you appreciate the mither this is causing 42. You better give him a few shekels for this. Anyway, God bless.
Yep. How do we get that back? Right. It's just going to stay like that. Okay.
Are we out?
Yeah, we're No, we're not. We are still in. Okay, everybody. Pack has been Pack, Sense has been Sensing, Robin's been Robin, Arpow's been Arpow. I'm not right. New lot in the chat have as always been fucking amazing. Thank you. Good night. God bless. I'm out of here. Goodbye.